Hey family, welcome to the Twisted Healer, where we focus on transformational healing via mind, body, and spirit. Now, if you're new to this channel and that is something that you're interested in, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Join the family, join the tribe, because we are so happy to have you. All right, so I know you saw the title. This is going to be a little mini series just going over this topic, such as the ego mind, the ego identity, because I feel like we need a little refresher in 2023. I've started my spiritual journey back in 2010, 2011, and as we grow, as we progress, it's always good to go back to the basics and just kind of refresh and reset, because I find that it's that time, especially during these retrogrades that are happening at this time. It's really good to just refresh and reset and just to be reminded of, ourselves, just to check ourselves, do a little, self-check. You know what I mean? So, I just wanted to go over this. If this information is new to you, I'm going to mention some books that were very valuable, very fundamental along my spiritual journey that really helped me out, really jump-started my spiritual journey, and just answered a lot of those questions and allowed me to really go deep within myself, put this work into play. So if that is what you are here for, then baby, keep watching. All right, so in this video we're going to go over the ego identity. What is the ego identity? What is the ego? So we all have egos, and I don't like to say that with a negative connotation. The ego itself is just a tool. It's a part of the mind that is connected to the external world, what we experience on the outside, and it's built up of our beliefs, our family structure, our different personality traits, what we value. It starts off that way from, birth. It starts off that way. But as we grow, we accumulate different things that we see, and our culture, our traditions, the way we're brought up. So it's connected to that external world, and it's connected to material things, material thought form. It's that part of us in the mind that is the thinker. The thinker. So when the thinker is thinking, it's that inner voice inside of you that is telling you, oh, this isn't good enough. I don't like this. I don't like that. It doubts. It comments. It wants. It needs to be satisfied. It's also that hunger, that dissatisfaction. Is that part of us that wants more and more and more. Once we get the things that we want, just like a child, once you get that toy that you want, once you get it and you play with it and you don't let anybody else play with it, it's important to you, but then you want another toy. That toy is no longer good enough. And then after you get the next thing, you want more. You want more. It is never satisfied. And it's that part of us that wants to have a satisfying self-image and role in society. It wants to be accepted. It wants to be adored. It wants to be loved and seen as important. It wants to feel like it's doing something great in the world. Okay, so it's important for us to have that ego identity, and it's important for us to have that self-protection, have that courage, and understand our strengths, our weaknesses. But it's also that part of us that is driven by fear and emotions, because it's the thinker. So the thinker is thinking, okay, what does this person think of me? What do they think of me? What are they saying about me? Do they like me? Do they not like me? It's the thinker that goes on thinking. So when a person is overly identified with the ego, that is when it becomes extremely unhealthy, because you're chasing this hamster wheel. You're on a hamster wheel chasing that satisfaction, chasing adoration and wanting to be loved, and chasing money and things of that nature, to feel like you're doing something, to feel important. That's what we want. And the mind, that thinker, the ego, is also connected to the emotions, the emotional state. Being overly identified with your thinking mind and your emotions, it can take you on this never-ending cycle that is very hard to satisfy. It becomes frustrating, it's stressful, you start to feel down about yourself. It's a roller coaster of highs and lows. When you're doing good, you're up, but when you're doing bad, you're back down again. And of course, in life, there's always this ebb and flow. There's always these polar opposite scenarios, situations, energies, all flowing at the same time. And it's gonna be like an ocean. It's like an ocean. So it's always up and down, always. So the ego doesn't know how to navigate those waters in a healthy way, when it's just it alone by itself cannot navigate all of that by itself. And that's why it's important to understand the difference between the egoic mind and the spiritual mind, and how they work together. Of course, there's this trilogy, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. There's these trilogies in everything, just like mind, body, and spirit. So one alone is not enough. One alone cannot handle the load of life. So we have to be mindful of how we are using all of our tools, all of our full self, to be able to actually implement and function as human spiritual beings. You know what I mean? So as we dive deeper into this series, I want to go ahead and break this down. I will be referencing Eckhart Tolle's teachings, as well as the few other gurus that were very, very crucial and critical on my spiritual journey. And so I just want to share with you. But as I'm sharing with you, I'm also reminding myself. And I feel like this could be healthy for a lot of us out here, that are, still on our path, still on our journey, and, having all these new things thrown at us, because every day there's more and more thrown at us. So I feel like this is a good time to refresh and reset and kind of get back to basics and remind ourselves how to be these functional human spirit beings out here in this world. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna kind of break this down, and stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, like this video so that it reaches more. Also, please be sure to check out my blog site. I will be launching a blog site soon. Check out thetwistedhealer.com. That's where my blog will be. I will let you know when it launches, so that way you can find all this information. You can access it from the website, not just YouTube. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at Twisted Healer, at The Twisted Healer. It's a new Instagram, so go ahead and follow, join the group. I want to build this spiritual wellness community and have a community of like-minded individuals who enjoy this information, who love to share and give testimony, because we're all learning, we're all growing, and we learn from each other. Okay? So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.